Kelly. Welcome back. This week we're going to take you into the kitchen because there's so many great ways to work on your fine motor skills while you're cooking. And remember, all of these activities can be done while you aren't cooking as well, so I encourage you to find ways outside of the kitchen to work on them. Your handout can explain all the different ways how, but for now I'll let the team show you.
Hi kids, it's Miss Vicki. Now that you decided what you're going to make, you're going to want to prepare your workspace. So you want a clean table or countertop to work on. I have my checklist here with everything I need, and I'm going to start to collect that. Parents, you can help your kids out by giving them hints, telling them if they need the butter's in the fridge if they can't find it, or the bowl is in the middle drawer. You're going to want to carry everything over to your workspace. If it's something that's heavy, you're going to want to use 2 hands to carry it. And now I have everything I need for my recipe. There are a few ways you can make this easier for your kids. If they're having trouble finding things around the kitchen, you can have everything out in line of sight and just ask them to pass you what you need. Another way to make it easier for your kids is instead of having a written checklist, if they're having trouble finding things, you can take a picture with your phone of what you want them to get and show them. For example, here's the bowl. Now you're all set to start cooking. Can't wait to see what you guys make. See you next week.
Hi students and parents, this is Coda Hillary and I'm going to talk to you about opening containers. These are some common containers you might have in your home. This is a pop top and this is a twist top lid. So when you're opening a twist top lid, your student's going to hold it in their non-dominant hand. They're going to use their dominant hand to get a nice wide grip on top. They're going to twist and let go, reposition, twist, let go, twist, and then hopefully it comes off. Might take a couple tries. And then you have a pop top lid. They're going to hold it in one hand, use their dominant hand to pinch and pull it off. If you don't have a nice tab like that, they might need to get extra fingers under the edge with their thumb on top to pull it off. Making opening these a little bit easier. You might see that your student is struggling using both hands, one to stabilize it, one to take off the lid. You can hold the bottom for them while they use both hands to manipulate the top. That is okay. Another thing you can do is put a piece of contrasting tape on the tab where they're supposed to pinch. A visual cue is always helpful. If they don't seem motivated to do it, then you could put a yummy little snack inside or a favorite toy. And if the containers are slipping around all over the place, you could try getting some drawer liner or even a rubberized placemat to put things on. And that kind of helps a little bit. The container you might have at home is the kind that has clasps on it. If your student is struggling to open these clasps, a trick that you can try is flipping it over and then having them open it like that. I'm showing it to you facing away from me. They would have it like this, close to their body, and they can use actually 2 hands on each tab. And by flipping it upside down, it helps it not to slide around so much. And they also don't have to stabilize it with their other hand if they're not ready to do that.
Hi friends, it's Miss Rebecca, and today I want to talk to you about how you can help your parents mix ingredients while cooking. You can help your parents by scooping ingredients from one container to the next. You want to make sure that you're using your opposite hand to stabilize the bowl to prevent the bowl from sliding. You can also help them with stirring the ingredients, again, using the opposite hand to stabilize the bowl. If you're having trouble holding a spoon, you can use a larger spoon with a thicker handle that may be easier for you to grasp. It also may be easier for you to use a larger bowl to hold on to. Depending on what you're making, your parents may allow you to use your hands to mix the food. You want to make sure that your hands are clean and have fun by using your hands to mix. If you're having trouble stirring on your own, you can ask a parent to hold the bowl for you while you stir. Or you can hold the bowl while your parent stirs. Another option would be to have your parent put their hands over your hands and help you stir. A way to make this harder is by scooping the ingredients into a measuring cup before adding it to your mixture.
Hi, it's Miss Kate. One way you can help with cooking is to help your parents pour the ingredients. Have your parents put the ingredients into things that are easy to hold. So a cup with a handle or something that's lightweight with a handle. It's much easier to pour into a large bowl rather than using a small bowl. Make sure you use one hand to hold the bowl down so it doesn't move, and use your other hand to slowly pour the ingredient in. Parents, if that's too difficult for your child, you can hold the bowl for them as they use 2 hands to pour the ingredients in, or they can use 2 hands to hold the bowl for you. Before you pour all the ingredients into the bowl, you can help by measuring out exactly what you need. If you're pouring liquid like water or milk, use 2 hands and pour slowly, trying to stop right on the line.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Susie again, and today we're going to work on arm and hand strengthening while working in the kitchen rolling out dough. First thing, you're going to need a rolling pin, but don't worry, if you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a bottle, a cup, or even pull out your Play-Doh toys. After we pull it apart, we can roll it into a ball using both our hands. Put it on our counter, flatten it down, take our rolling pin and roll it out flat. Now if we want to make it a little bit harder and get some more hand and finger strengthening in there, we can work with the whole ball, roll it up, pat it down, make it a little flat. Maybe we'll use our bottle this time. And we press down using the strength in our arms, just a little bit harder to roll that out. Now parents, if this is a little too hard for your child, you can start them out, go with the smaller ball, you roll it, flatten it out a little bit, and then for their little hands, they can use the little rolling pin. Finally, if you're not working with any dough, you can always pull out good old Play-Doh. Knead it, and we can roll that too. Okay.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Grace. I just wanted to share some extra tips with you for your cooking activity. So first, make sure you are washing your hands with lots of soap and water before and after you're done cooking so you don't spread any germs to anyone that you're going to share your food with. Once your hands are clean, you can use them to mix different ingredients and feel the different textures and temperatures of your food, and it's okay to get messy. And lastly, make sure you're finding recipes of food that you really like. So I always use my favorite cookbook, or we added some links to websites on our handout of some really fun kid recipes that you can do with your family as well. So make sure